up, guys? Bones88 here, and today I'm joined by my brother, my best friend, XMG. Zary, what's up, brother?
What's
Um,
going on, man? Thanks for having me on. Appreciate you.
no problem, buddy. Thank you for coming by. Our schedules finally aligned, so we can do the video. Today we're going to talk about just some free-to-play beginner
Yeah,
beginner champions that you can get almost in the first week. Like, it doesn't take very long. It's not hard to do. You can get these champions very quickly, and they are game changers. First, we're going to talk about some elites. There's 4 of them, and these guys can be game changers right from the get-go. All right, so the first elite that is just amazing is Zachary. Zachary, you get almost right from the get-go. He's like given to you at a certain point in the campaign. I don't know if it's the first chapter or the second chapter, but he is just a boss. This guy will probably carry you all the way through the normal campaign. It starts getting dicey when you get into hard, and he kind of dropped off for me. But this dude is a must. You must take him to at least 50, ascend him as far as you can, and he'll be your best character for quite a while until you start getting past the original campaign. What do you got to say about Zach?
I agree 100% with Zachary. I think taking him to 50 is probably a really good spot to stop with him. In any of the characters we talk about today, obviously, if you pull somebody, it's going to change your account. But we're pretending that didn't happen. But Zachary, he's so good. He's so good. You're going to be facing a lot, especially in the early spots of campaign. You're either fighting fire or wood constantly.
Yep.
So the elemental advantage is in your favor. He has probably one of the coolest passives in any sort of hero collector. I love it. And he has very solid damage. He's easy to gear. And they kind of give you the gear to match him. Like they give you the crit rate gear. You're going to be farming attack gear. And it just aligns perfectly with him. And any of the elites we talk about, it's super easy to get their abilities up. And that's why they're such game changers early on, because you can just farm, the level 2 of the ability challenges, and you can max these people out no problem. And getting him maxed up to 50, it's an easy call. Easy call.
For sure. And then also why elites are so easy to do from the get-go is you can ascend them, because ascension is based on duplicates, and you're always going to be getting crazy duplicates when you're pulling shards and stuff. So that's kind of why leaning towards upgrading your epics and elites first over your legendaries, because legendaries are just so much harder. But yes, Zachary is amazing. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so next up we have Connor. Connor is crazy good. I don't have him where most people do, but everyone's like, how do I beat this level? How do I beat this? And every time I see Connor's name in it. This guy is not only one of the best elites in the game, but one of the best characters in the entire game. He has support, he has attack, he has heals going on. It's just insane. Zary, you have more experience with Connor. What's the good things you got to say about him?
Well, first off, you can get him out of the Coven. Like, I got him day 1 or 2 on the free-to-play series out of the Coven. Like, he's very, very basic to get. And what he does that makes him so good, he's the ultimate support character for the fire faction, right? You're going to get different support characters for, water and all that. But if you're making a fire team, you want Connor. He brings so much to the table. He brings a defensive down on his basic. He brings a shield and an attack up to your whole party on his A2. And then he has a massive heal that just increases your survivability. He starts out with really, really good speed. And what's really nice is like his heals and his shield is all based on attack. So he's super easy to gear. He doesn't require high-end gear to be amazing. All you got to do is just stack as much attack on him as you possibly can, and his heals are going to get stronger. He's going to do more damage on his A1, and then the shield he provides you is also going to be stronger. He essentially is like 2 characters into one, which makes the progression in the adventure mode and things in early dungeons that much easier, because you don't have to take in a healer and a support character. You can just take in Connor, and he does it all. So he's really, really solid and amazing.
I couldn't agree more, and he's almost more useful than Zachary because we understand that once you get to chapter 3, you're going to have a legend, you're going to have some epics, but even after that, you're going to need a third and fourth person to put in there that's going to need to help you, and Connor and Zachary seem to be that good third and fourth option to carry you as far as you can until you start getting some lucky pulls, because the biggest whale could have the worst luck, and you could still go a long time without getting any good pulls, and you could be the most free to play player and you might get 4 game changers in one times 10 pull. You don't know how that's how the cookie crumbles in this game. So
exactly.
But if you need a good third and fourth, him and Zachary are probably the best option until you find and get a better option.
I was just gonna say, Connor, he's 50, and definitely once you start getting better characters, keep him at 50, but it would not hurt to take him to 60 to get that stat boost, because he is based off attack, so he's a good candidate for a 60 down the line.
Couldn't agree more, man. Couldn't agree more. All right, we're going to go up to the next one. Okay, next up we have Joseph. This guy is really, really, really good for an elite. Now, is he the best character in the world? No. But he does everything a support character should. He's cleansing people, he's putting speed up, he's putting attack up, he's putting defense up. He's doing everything a support character does, and he's doing it well. And he's only an elite. So he's one of the must-haves from the beginning, too, if you need that kind of character. Now, see, I was using Joseph for a long time, but then I got Windstrex. And Windstrex does what he does, but even better. So he's obviously replaceable. There are better characters out there. But when you're beginning out, this guy is almost a must, just as much as Connor and Zachary, but those two are just a little above Joseph.
I agree with you 100%. I mean, there's people that do what he does better, but he's easier to get. He is still used in Ash, the dungeon, on end level comps, because what he does, his cleansing makes him a little bit different than a Windstrix. Like a Windstrix gives you the speed up and everything, but that cleanse with a bonus turn is massive for dungeon progression. He's really good in that aspect. But as far as like a campaign progression, you still got to kind of bring in a healer with him. And that's what kind of knocks him down a little bit. But as far as cleansing or getting an advantage, especially in bounties, you're struggling in bounties, bring in a Joseph, give you that speed for your team so you can get ahead of the enemy. He does help in that sort of progression, but if you're looking for campaign progression, you want to go with somebody like a Connor, if that makes sense. Yep,
that does. So yeah, he's not the greatest character, but he is very helpful right from the get-go, and that's what this is about. I'm not much more to say about him, but definitely worth taking him to 50. All right, our last elite that is just a free-to-play must is Mary. Mary is really cool. I am just starting to get her leveled up where I'm using her a lot, but she is 50. I am ascending her when I can. Her abilities are maxed out, all that good stuff because she's an elite, but she is a dungeon boss beast. And especially if you pair that spell with that whenever you die, you come back and do one ultimate. Well, if you look here, her ultimate is she removes one negative effect from all team members and grants one invisible to all team members for 2 turns. And the invincible gets removed upon taking the hit. But she's on her, so if she dies, comes back, she automatically does her ultimate. That's 1 or 2 more turns you survive against like a clan boss or a dungeon. And those 2 turns might be what you need to go ahead and keep farming. So she is amazing. And that ultimate is so cool. The invincible is so cool. And also, every 3 turns, she's removing a negative effect from all team members. So that is just huge. Zeri, what do you think about her?
So what really makes Mary viable in my mind, like you talked about the special in her ultimate, and that's amazing. She has an excellent trait where she removes a negative status effect from all team members. It is on a 3-turn cooldown, 3 rounds, but all you got to do is max out her abilities. You do not at all have to take her to 50. You want to up your damage in your clan boss, take her into 30. Because all you got to do is just have her get off that one ultimate ability, and you survive 2 more rounds. Yeah. So she brings so much without a huge resource sink. And, I mean, she's worth it. She's worth, like you stated, she's worth taking all the way to 60. I mean, you can use her everywhere. Mm-hmm. But she doesn't chew up your valuable resources in the beginning. Like if you're worried about taking your legendary that you get to 60, Leave her at 30 or 40 because it's very easy to get her up to that range and just let her pop that ultimate. She makes a world of difference.
Yeah, but you're completely right. But yeah, if you have the resources and you want to put it into her, you could take her to 60 and you wouldn't regret it. Because the longer she's alive, that's more invincible she's putting out throughout the battle. So, just build her for survivability, and she is just good. I mean, she's mainly for the clan boss, for the dungeons. If you want to, get better in the dungeons as soon as you can, I would advise taking her up there as quick as you can. Alright, so the next person that I want to talk about that is crazy good, worth taking to 60 instantly, if you don't have anyone better, of course, is as Rina. And the way that 98.9% of the people in this game get her is through these covenants. Come to the covenant screen, and Zari mentioned this earlier, you can get Connor, who we just said is amazing, and you can get as Rina. Now you have these other ones like Zatlux and Sierra, but they're really hard to get. And in order to unlock these characters, you just have to achieve something. Like Connor, you have to clear stage 3, chapter 4, and then clear any stage in No Man's Land. Like, that's simple. And as Rina's is quite simple too. All you have to do is defeat 300 monsters, equip 4-star gear to every slot, own a 5-star hero, and clear the Tulpa dungeon at stage 7. Now, all those other ones are going to be simple, but the Tulpa dungeon, right? But if you have, 3 characters up to 50, if you can start borrowing good support heroes from your friends, then you can beat stage 7. Like, it's not impossible. It just takes some trying out, some theory crafting, just putting people in and out and figuring it out. But it's not impossible. Once you do those, you get as Rina, and she's amazing. And ironically, she's a Tulpa master. Like, she's amazing. She's a really good attack fire champion. What do you got to add to that, Zari?
I mean, I think you hit everything on the head perfectly, man. She's not hard to get. Don't worry about, like, oh, I'm not going to be able to farm Tulpa 7. Who cares? Just borrow the best fire character that your friends have, take them in, beat Tulpa once, and you got her. And then you build her up, get the gear on her, and then she's the Tulpa goddess. You said it. She's really good. And then she helps out with your friend challenges if you're going against water elements. She has definitely more uses than just Tulpa, but yeah, she's going to carry you through Tulpa.
Yeah, for sure, man. And yeah, there's not much more to say about her, but you can get her within a week. If you really put your head down, do your best, and try to work on her, you'll get this girl, and I would take her straight to 60, because it's very unlikely you're going to get a better fire attacker kind of single target damage dealer for a while. So I already took her to 60. She was my third 60, I think. So I do not regret it at all, and she's in my main team, and I've been playing for almost 2 weeks. I've pulled a lot of times 10, and she's still one of the best characters that I have. So
yeah, I mean, on my free to play, I'm day 4, and I'm already 50% done. So all I got to do is clear Tulpa 7 and put on 4+ gear in every slot, and I got her.
And so with the equipped 4+ star, you could just take them off people, slap it on a character real quick, and take it back off and put it back onto somebody, and there's that, and all you gotta do is play the game to get the 300 monsters. And,
exactly.
And regular progression will get you to 5-star hero, and it's not hard to get the 5-star heroes, it's getting the 6-star heroes, that's the problem. Okay, so next up, we're over in the fusion, or what they call it in this game, synthesis area. Here you can sacrifice 4 different characters, and you get 1 better character. And there's several here, as you see, and they all require different characters to do. But there's a couple in here that you can get almost once again, in the first week or 2, you can get most of these. Because check this out. So Hakram. Hakram is a dwarf. You can't tell what he looks like. He's gold here. I'm sorry about that. But he's really cool. He's a very strong support character. He'll always be the last guy to die, and one of his traits is that, I don't remember what the passive was, but it makes your team overall more durable. Like, you get 10% more health or something like that. I don't really remember. But he is just amazing support, very tanky, and he's somebody that you could fuse, and you'd be using him for the next couple months at least. I mean, you'd be using him all the time. And why that's so free to play friendly is because if you look here and see what's required to fuse this guy, it's like 4 trash characters. Like there's no use for any of these guys except for this fusion, pretty much. So what you need to do is you just need to get a 3-star ascended trash character and do it all for these. It tells you exactly what you need, how many you have, and you have him. And so that's huge. And there's another character like that, and that's Santis. She's insane. She's a poisoner, and she is crazy good. And you pair her with another poisoner, it's over. And the same thing goes. There's 4 trash characters, except for Joseph. Joseph's good. But you're going to get plenty of Joseph, that this won't be a problem. And she's an amazing poisoner. Like, she's great. I think she's one of the best poisoners in the game. And this is just so easy for you to do. You're crazy not to do it. And I've been slacking. I actually need to get Santis. But with that, on top of that, look. So let's say you have Santis, you have Hakram. Come over here and do this guy, the double-headed dude. I can't remember what his name is. And Vance. Okay, they all require crappy characters for the most part. There are some good elites, but you get so many it doesn't matter. If you do all 4 of those, you then can fuse this character. Look at this. This is all 4 of the epics that you just fused. Now you take those, fuse them into this girl, and she's pretty legit too. So you can get 5 amazing characters in just a couple weeks. And I'm actually slacking on this. Like, I need to get on this and do more of it. But if I'm to recommend something, just if you don't care about everything else, just get Hakram, get Santis, and you're good to go for a while. Come back into this later. But still, you're crazy not to start working on this almost ASAP. Zeri, what else do you got to say about that?
You know, you're 100% correct. Santis is amazing. Hakram, you couldn't remember what he did there. He gives the health up to your whole team and defense up. So he just increases your survivability. Say you're not lucky enough to get a Mary or something like that, but you can synthesize Hakram. He's just as viable there. He's very good in the fire dungeons to help keep your team alive. And then Santis is in some end game poison comps for end dungeons. So extremely viable. And one of the things too to keep in mind is this isn't a one and done thing with these. You know, you can go in, you can do Hakram and then get and then get your legendary, and then go back and do Hakram and just keep getting Hakram until he's ascended all the way. So it's not a one and done thing with that, and it's just super beneficial the way it works out like that. It's amazing.
Yep. And like Zeri just said, like, you can ascend them over and over and over again. It's just not like you do it once and you can't do it anymore. You can keep making multiple copies of these guys over and over again, get them all the way ascended. And I mean, it's going to be a process, right? Because if you want this other lady up here, you're going to have to do a lot of fusing. But it's hard to get duplicates, especially for legendaries, especially for epics. So this is just one of the coolest ways in the game to do it. It's one of the easiest ways to get really good characters. And if you're a free-to-play beginner, like, really, really pay attention to this and start working towards this. Alright guys, that's my opinion on some free-to-play game changers that you can get within the first week or two. Really work on these guys. We've all had experience with them. They are truly game-changing, and if you want to get the best out of your account the quickest, I suggest working on all of these characters, and you will not regret it. Zeri, got anything else to say, brother?
No, I think you hit it on the head, and there's some really beneficial people that fit into all type of team comps. They're not all the same character, which is refreshing. So if you're looking for that support healer, you got Connor. If you're looking for the damage dealer, you got his Rina. So there's different things in there that can definitely benefit every type of player.
All right, brother. Well, I appreciate you so much for coming by, man. I always cherish these
thanks
times
for having
we
me
can
on,
do
man.
this. I just can't thank you enough, and we got to do it more, man.
Absolutely. I think this is the fastest video we've ever made.
And this is me trying to rush through it because I know how it is, man. We talk for hours, so
yeah.
Anyone who watches this knows what we're talking about. All right, brother. Yep. Well, I love you. Thank you for coming by, and we will catch you guys next time.
I love you too, man.
Peace.
Thanks.